Until that point, I had never, ever thought of myself even as a female Marine, just as a Marine, just 100% as a Marine.
Thousands of female Marines victimized online. Coming up, a look inside the Marine photo sharing scandal and why one attorney says the new regulations are not enough.
As the mayor, I feel a personal responsibility to bring us up to the place where we are not a scofflaw.
The fight against density in Encinitas collides with the law, the suit challenging the status quo.
We can't make people choose what's best for them. And some of the population here, if I could get them to choose what's best for them, then they wouldn't be out here.
And what the homeless crisis in downtown looks like through the eyes of police on the beat. KPBS Evening Edition starts right now. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Ebony Monet. Victims in the Marine photo sharing scandal were in Oceanside today. They're represented by Gloria Allred, who says the Marines have not done enough to end sex discrimination. KPBS reporter Steve Walsh has the story.
They first came forward last month, right after the scandal broke. Former Marine Erica Butner and current Pendleton Marine Marissa Wojtek say they both had their photos posted without their consent. In the last month, they've heard from a lot of other female Marines with similar stories.
I'd say a majority of women in the Marine Corps have experienced being posted on these sites. What they do is they'll take a picture and put smash or pass. So, would you have sex with this woman or not? And then everybody leaves their comments.
And it's not just myself, of course. It's many, and some women have it far worse, or far, far worse than I have ever experienced. Absolutely, yeah.
As this scandal continues to unfold, their attorney, Gloria Allred, is asking the House Armed Services Committee to allow for a wider range of victims to testify.
Why do they not want to hear from the victims? Victims have good ideas for change, too.
Allred says that the Marines' recent attempts to stiffen the penalties for online photo sharing do not go far enough. Now, Butner has since left the Marine Corps. She says that no one in the Marine Corps has since reached out to her. NCIS is investigating 24 cases stemming from Marines United. These Marines say that's only a fraction of the Marines who actually participated. Now, the top commanders for the Marine Corps say that they will no longer tolerate the denigration of women, though this is not the first time that the Marines have vowed to change in the face of public embarrassment. I've talked to 2 San Diego Marines who shared their stories. Growing up, Elizabeth Fitzgerald loved the Marine Corps. Her father was a Marine.
From a really young age, I always wanted to join the Marine Corps.
She lives in San Diego now, but one of her last assignments was as a captain at the Marine boot camp at Parris Island. 1, 2, 3, 1. Though San Diego has its own boot camp, South Carolina is the only place where enlisted women can go through basic training.
What's unique about that is it's the only all-female unit in the Marine Corps. So it kind of seems, obvious by design that battalion's going to be treated differently, and we definitely were.
In 2013, a photo of Fitzgerald's unit drew the attention of a group of all-male Marines who were targeting female Marines online.
We have a tiny staff sergeant. We're picking her up, and she's smiling, and it was because we just completed a really hard event, and they did really well.
One of the instructors posted the photo on her Facebook page.
Throughout the Marine Corps, I was getting texts, emails. This was all within about 24 hours of us taking the photo.
Someone had reposted that photo.
Sorry to be explicit, but from what I remember, exactly the comments were like, I'd rather, that one than that one, or, something like that, really objectifying.
The next call came from her commander, who also happened to be a woman.
My Marines and I were actually reprimanded verbally by the command because they said it was our fault for taking that picture in the first place.
Fitzgerald really didn't know very much about those Facebook pages, but from the number of people who contacted her, it was clear those pages were well known by the Marines, including her own command.
Until that point, I had never, ever thought of myself even as a female Marine, just as a Marine, just 100% as a Marine. After that, I definitely didn't see anything like that. I felt, constantly, I guess, not dismissed, but also I just felt different all the time.
Not long after, Military Times and the website Task and Purpose exposed one of the Facebook pages, just the tip of the spear. Pictures of female Marines were posted without their consent, some nude, some partially dressed. Back in 2014, the Marines threatened to punish active duty Marines involved with the Facebook pages. They briefed Marines about how to conduct themselves online. The episode was embarrassing, but less than 3 years later, Marines United erupted. In March, journalist Tom Brennan, a former Marine, uncovered a private Facebook page with thousands of nude and suggestive photos of female Marines and more than 30,000 followers. There is an ongoing investigation into active duty Marines who posted on the Facebook page.
Perhaps in the past we've hit on the wrong target.
Colonel Roberta Shea is the commanding officer for the headquarters group of the 1st Marine Expeditionary Force, which is stationed at Camp Pendleton. She joined the Marine Corps 32 years ago.
It's not a social media issue. This is an issue of respecting each other. This is an issue of teamwork, how we treat each other. Cohesion and teamwork is the hallmark of how we get our mission done. And our mission's hard. And there's no room. There is just no room for Marines who want to hurt or humiliate their fellow teammates.
She's convinced that top leaders of the Marines and Navy are reacting differently this time.
I think what I've seen this time is how unprecedented the scale and scope of what we're doing is. Everything from recruits down at our boot camp to our 4-star general, our Commandant of the Marine Corps.
Marine Commandant Robert Neller tweeted out a photo of himself signing the Marines' new social media policy. In the last few weeks, the Marines and Navy have made sharing explicit photos without consent a crime.
I think people are having a lot of frank discussions. And some of those discussions are uncomfortable.
The Marines remain the only service which continues to separate men and women during boot camp. Reformers have cited this as one reason Marines struggle to accept women as their peers. So is it time to stop separating women at boot camp?
Our leadership, our Marine Corps leadership, I know they're taking a look at a whole range of things that the Marine Corps could be doing. Down here at the MHG, at the MEF headquarters group, we're just concentrating on getting our mission done.
After 3 years at Parris Island, Captain Fitzgerald faced the decision, leave or re-enlist. A few years earlier, she had planned to make the Marines her career, but by then...
I felt like if I stayed in, even if I stayed in for 20 years, I'd have to be fighting this for 20 years, you know, and it was like, I don't want to do this anymore.
So if you believe you are a victim of any harassment or abuse via social media or otherwise, I would ask you to report it to your chain of command.
She's actually heartened by how the military has reacted since Marines United became public.
You know, when I got out, this whole thing hadn't gained as much media attention, you know, as it has now, which I think is great. But I think now that that's happened, maybe it will, you know, occur faster. And it's unfortunate the Marine Corps moves so slowly sometimes.
Despite some of her experiences, Fitzgerald would recommend the Marine Corps to other women. She's hopeful that they'd be joining a corps that's different from the one she left. Steve Walsh, KPBS News.
President Donald Trump created a new office today at the Department of Veterans Affairs to improve accountability and protect whistleblowers. VA Secretary David Shulkin says it will help identify barriers, making it difficult for the department to fire or reassign bad managers or employees. We'll continue to follow developments on this investigation on air and online at kpbs.org. A group called San Diego Tenants United is suing the city of Encinitas for not having a plan for where to build more affordable housing. KPBS North County reporter Allison St. John says this is not the first time Encinitas has been sued for this, and each time the city loses.
Encinitas is the only city in San Diego that's failed to agree on a housing plan for where to build more density. California law requires such a plan, and the city has already lost nearly $1 million in taxpayer money fighting the law in court. Previous suits were filed by developers, but this suit is filed by a non-profit, San Diego Tenants United. Rafael Bautista, the president, says the whole region is short thousands of homes, and it's not fair if one community refuses its share.
They're maintaining the status quo, which is a status quo of the wealthy are able to live here without the poor being around, you know?
Encinitas voters approved an initiative 5 years ago that required new zoning, like higher building limits and greater density, to go to a public vote. And since then, voters have consistently rejected any plans the city has come up with to increase density, saying it would spoil their community character. Encinitas Mayor Catherine Blakespear says to get more affordable housing, city residents have to agree on a plan that allows more density in some areas.
Our plan is more than 20 years old, and it was never certified by the state. It was self-certified. So we need to get ourselves compliant with the law. And as the mayor, I feel a personal responsibility to bring us up to the place where we are not a scofflaw.
Blakespeare has formed an ad hoc committee to try to modify the latest plan to meet residents' approval, but she doesn't know when it would be ready to put to the voters. Now, Encinitas is just an extreme example of what the building industry says is contributing to a slowdown in building.
This comes at a time when the region is facing a crisis in affordable housing. The latest housing permit figures are out, and Barry Winkle, head of the Building Industry Association, says they don't look good. In this graph, you see that in 2005, San Diego issued 15,000 building permits. That declined to just 3,000 in 2010 during the recession, and the number rebounded in 2015 to 10,000. You can see more multifamily homes, the red bar, are being built now than single-family homes, the blue segment. Winkle says that's still way below what the region needs to meet the demand for more housing. In 2016, the number of building permits remained pretty flat, and the first quarter of this year suggests a drop.
If we look at the first quarter of this year, it looks like we could end this year at a substantive drop in building permits, maybe as much as 30%. And we should all be very worried about that, because this goes directly to an issue that we are incredibly concerned about, which is the disappearance of the middle-class housing segment.
Winkle says the high end of the market is saturated. Only so many people can buy luxury condominiums, and the middle-class housing market is stagnant.
Incidentally, that's the new name for middle-class housing. It's called workforce housing. That, in essence, has stopped. So if we don't figure it out how to re-energize the supply of workforce housing, this area is in trouble.
Winkle says one reason middle-class housing is stagnant is that government regulations, including environmental regulations, now make up almost half the cost of building a home. The other reason, he says, is because voters are voting no on new, denser development. From the building industry's perspective, one of the reasons housing costs so much is because we're not building enough. Alison St. John, KPBS News.
Today, state regulators dash hopes that ratepayers would find out how they wound up paying billions of dollars for the failure of the San Onofre nuclear power plant. Without discussion, the California Public Utilities Commission rejected the release of its emails with the governor's office regarding the plant's closure in 2012. KPBS reporter Amita Sharma has details.
Consumer lawyers say the answer to why customers got saddled with a $3.3 billion bill for the San Onofre shutdown is contained within dozens of emails. The communications were exchanged between the PUC and Governor Brown's office. The PUC's lawyers wrote in a staff report this week that the emails should remain secret. They argued the public's interest in seeing them counts less than keeping the deliberative process, quote, uninhibited by public scrutiny. State Senator Jerry Hill expressed irritation over that argument.
The PUC's Public Records Act process is completely broken.
Consumer lawyer Mia Severson, who sued to get the emails released, says the matter now returns to a state appeals court. That court had originally sent it back to the PUC despite the regulator's previous refusal. Severson says she feels like she is on a hamster wheel. Amita Sharma, KPBS News.
Some advocates for the homeless say people who live on the streets of San Diego are being criminalized. In part 2 of our series, KPBS reporter Susan Murphy walks through the streets of downtown with the police officers in charge with dealing with the growing homeless population.
We're not going down and getting the I gotcha, you're in your tent. It's a warning. It's a hey, can you pick up? Can you get moving along? Would you like some services? Is there a place we can take you?
Assistant Police Chief Chuck Kay says he's never seen so many homeless people living on the streets of downtown. The latest count by the Regional Task Force on the Homeless found 1,300 people sleeping under overpasses, on park benches, and in tents. And the number of tents and hand-built structures sprawled on East Village sidewalks has doubled over the past year. Kay, a 26-year police veteran, says it's a complicated problem.
When you look at the population, you can see that there are people who suffer from drug or alcohol dependency, or both. There's a portion of the population that also are faced with debilitating mental illness issues at various degrees. And then there are, of course, people that have part of the population coming out of the prison system.
There are probably some cases that bring frustrations when you see people who have just dug themselves into this, and others that you mentioned the other day, you said heartbreaking.
Yeah, it is hard. It is heartbreaking. And the one thing about our approach, and we are a piece of the pie when it comes to impacting the problem, is that we recognize that it's the repeated contact, it's the small wins. Last year I believe we placed over 800 people. The homeless outreach team did.
Kay oversees neighborhood policing, including the homeless outreach team, which goes out every day working to link people to services, but they're not always successful.
Not everybody down here is raising their hands saying, yeah, I want to get a bed placement. It's difficult.
The regional task force report shows a growing number of people are choosing a tent over a shelter bed. The number of people staying in shelters has dropped 6% despite vacancies. Some of the reasons include strict shelter rules, like not being able to bring pets and carts filled with belongings.
But those that choose to camp out, and I hope you saw the extensive structures they construct. It's not just about blocking the sidewalks, but you got to think about sanitation issues.
Kay says being homeless is not a crime, but laws do have to be followed. He says it's frustrating when police are accused of criminalization.
There are things that come out of the population because of drugs, alcohol, quality of life crimes, and mental illness issues that require a certain approach from the police department, and it's not all about tickets.
But people who repeatedly turn down offers for assistance and ignore warnings face progressive enforcement, including tickets.
There's wide-ranging discussion out there about what constitutes a crime. And if you're homeless, there are some people that go so far as to believe it's okay to defecate in public. It's okay to urinate in public. We have a requirement, an obligation for safety, sanitation as a city.
One of the most common offenses is encroachment, blocking the sidewalk or street. The city allows people to sleep in tents on sidewalks and certain other public areas from 9 at night to 6 in the morning. But outside of those hours, it's illegal, whether it's to pitch a tent or park a cart.
Our efforts are designed during the daytime. If there are structures that are blocking the sidewalk, and I don't know if you saw the other day how many kids were having to walk into the street to bypass the folks that were camped out on the sidewalk, that's where our efforts are.
In 2016, more than 1,100 encroachment citations and arrests were made in the East Village. In the first 3 months of this year, there have been 327. Police say this year's slightly higher trend can be attributed to the growing street population.
We can't make people choose what's best for them. And some of the population here, if I could get them to choose what's best for them, then they wouldn't be out here.
And so, like these folks here,
yes.
Are they breaking the law right now?
That tent is kind of scooched out into the sidewalk, so probably a technical violation. But if you drive around downtown right now, you will see the San Diego Police Department is not nickel and diming people for that kind of stuff.
Kay says their enforcement is driven primarily by complaints from businesses and residents. He says police are not displacing people or pushing them to certain corners of the city.
The reality is, if you look across downtown, the landscape is changing quite dramatically. There's a lot of building going on, so consequently there are more people moving into residences down here.
If you could solve this, how do you solve this?
I got to be honest with you, as a police officer, I have a lane that I stay in, and I'm the other part of this big picture, I'm leaving that up to those folks that have been elected, those folks that are in other positions in social service agencies to identify those best solutions.
Susan Murphy, KPBS News.
Tomorrow, in part 3 of this series, Susan Murphy talks to San Diego City Councilman Chris Ward about a search for solutions. Californians could soon be generating electricity by driving their cars on state highways and roads. The State Energy Commission is moving forward with a plan to turn car vibrations into usable energy. One project will install quarter-sized generators beneath the pavement of a half-mile stretch of highway south of San Francisco.
When a car or truck drives over any structure, most people are familiar with it when they're in a big parking structure and they feel the vibrations when cars are driving up. That actually happens to the roads too. And right now that energy is lost, and it's a whole lot of it. And if we can harvest that energy with reasonable costs, then I think it makes sense to do so.
Critics of the idea say installing this technology is too expensive and could shorten the lifespan of the state's roads and highways. Well, this weekend may be a good time to hit up the beach with clear skies and sunshine for San Diego. Erin Calandra has tonight's forecast.
Another beautiful day today, and that is going to continue throughout the weekend. We're going to have a great beach day on Saturday. Taking a look at our radar, well, we see a couple of clouds over Fresno, Los Angeles, but not much down in San Diego. We will see just a few stray clouds kind of move through the county. Other than that, it's pretty quiet. Tonight, 62 degrees for our overnight low, mainly clear skies. Taking a look across the county, well, that's pretty much how it's going to look. Borrego Springs, 63 degrees for their overnight low. Mount Laguna, a bit chillier at 45. Alpine, 48. Ramona, 47. Oceanside, 54 degrees. Same story for Poway. So a nice, mild evening ahead of us with just a few clouds passing through. We've been talking about this high pressure system now for a couple of days. It is moving inland, and that is why we're going to have such a beautiful day on Saturday. We're going to have lots of sunshine. It's going to warm up, and it's going to be a great day to just get outside. Looking at the temperatures along the coast, well, 76 for Friday, and Saturday, 84 degrees with lots of sunshine. Sunday, another great day, 80 degrees. By Monday, it gets just a bit cooler in the 70s, still very pleasant and sunny. And same story for Tuesday, 78 degrees and just a nice comfortable day out there. Inland temperatures on Friday, 81 degrees. They bump up to 88 on Saturday. Same story for Sunday. And they remain in the 80s throughout the beginning of your work week. 85 degrees with lots of sunshine. In the mountains, it's a bit cooler if you don't like the heat. Well, perfect escape for you. 61 degrees on Saturday. Sunday up to 68 degrees. And then by the beginning of the work week, we're back in the 70s. Very comfortable. Lots of sunshine and just a beautiful couple of days ahead of us. In the deserts, well, it's warm in the 80s up to the 90s at the beginning of your work week. 97 degrees for your Monday. For KPBS News, I'm Erin Calandra.
Some 1,000 job seekers showed up at a job fair in San Ysidro Thursday. That's triple what organizers were expecting. Many attendees are getting job training and learning English through the Sweetwater School District's adult programs.
I think it's worth considering expanding the adult education budget. We have so many people here in California that may have not finished high school or may have come to the country after high school was completed and need that support, that next level of education.
Right now I'm not working, so I have a chance to come to school and prepare myself, learn a lot more about everything to get prepared to look for a better job, to have better opportunities.
Sweetwater is among several groups calling for more funding for adult education. President Donald Trump's current budget proposal suggests grants to the schools could be cut. This at a time when state funding for adult ed is stagnant. They're calling it the Woodstock of outdoor painting. Plein Air Magazine's 6th annual convention and expo is here in San Diego through Friday. Organizers say it's the largest outdoor painting event with renowned painters from around the world sharing their skills with the public. With the stroke of a brush, the manipulation of clay, and mix of colors, artists bring their visions to life.
So I'm Lori McNee, and I'm just so honored to be a part of this. I'm one of the instructors they call faculty.
McNee is one of 80-plus faculty painters here at the Sheraton Hotel and Marina for the Plein Air Convention. Artists representing 11 countries offer demonstrations and share techniques.
It's a little unnerving, but it's fun and it's exciting. And so you're trying to give them as much information as possible and still trying to juggle teaching at the same time and painting at the same time and keeping them happy and hopefully you don't get any hecklers.
Plein air is a French phrase that translates to open air. And every day, attendees head outdoors to create artistic replicas of San Diego landmarks, like the Marina and Balboa Park.
It's called Plein Air Mag.
Plein Air magazine founder and publisher B. Eric Rhodes says it's a one-of-a-kind experience.
It's a phenomenon. It's historic. Never in the history of the world has this many painters been together to paint. We're going to actually beat the world's record for the most number of people outdoor painting together. We're going to have close to 1,000 people, and it's going to be like a sea of painters. It's just absolutely amazing to see.
This is San Diego's first time hosting Plein Air. Organizers say the city's landscape is art-inspiring. Now here's a look at what we're working on for tomorrow in the newsroom. What's the vaccination rate at your kid's school? iNewsSource has the data. And on Midday Edition, getting ready for this weekend's Climate March in San Diego. You can find tonight's stories on our website, kpbs.org/evening edition. Thanks for joining us. Have a great weekend.